All right, so go ahead, take it over.
Okay, so like you said, I had said no a year ago. I actually sorry, I'm going to turn my TV off for the kids. I actually did a different direct sales company before. I actually did Pure Romance, and I didn't like it. And I'm not like even saying anything against doing companies like that, but just doing parties in general and being away from my family wasn't something that was working for me anymore. And like the monthly minimum requirement, and I was pregnant with my son, and I felt like going and doing parties and then like having to place all these mandatory orders every month to remain a consultant was like kind of silly to me after spending like a large amount of money to start up with the company. So I just feel like Plexus, I thought was going to be the exact same, where, it's a big buy out front, and then, every month you have to meet goals. And that's what really scared me from doing it and not even wanting to hear about it. And I think that's the same with a lot of people. I have a few people on my team that did It Works, and I hear things about having to pay for their websites and whatnot, and everyone is just used to every other company. And a lot of people that are on, well, basically everybody that's on my team never even knew what Plexus was. So I was kind of like their first introduction to it. And so basically I just sent them voice messages like everybody. Like I mass messaged everybody because I was so excited when I got my products, and I was like, oh, this is Plexus, and I started feeling amazing, like literally in a few days. I felt awesome. And I made a video, I think it was 5 days in, and doing videos is great, and posting them on your page or posting them on your Plexus page, because I feel like I scroll on my Facebook page and I see so many people saying, oh, message me for info, message me for info. And I'm like, I don't want to message anybody. Like, I'm kind of like an introvert. Like I literally wear like white t-shirts and yoga pants all day. So I don't really want to message you about something, especially when I don't even know like the context, like how much am I getting into here? So I feel like when you post a video or when you send someone a voice message, they're kind of like obligated to watch it and hear you out. And if not, I mean, whatever. But I mean, aim for the moon, right? And you catch some stars. So my mom just texted me. She went silver today, so that's exciting. But yeah, so voice messages and videos, I feel like, are a big part of what happened with me. And like I said, it was kind of an accident. I didn't even know about Fast Start Gold until like 2 days before, and Taryn messaged me and let me know. And so then I just, like I said earlier, I did a private message, and I kind of locked myself in my room and just focused on like messaging as many people.
Sorry.
Hello?
Sorry, that was me. I'm trying to.
No, that's okay.
Oh, wait, hold on. I think I got it. Okay, there we go.
Okay, I see you now.
Background noise out.
Okay. Okay, so basically how I got so many people on my team so quickly was I got everyone excited about the products and like how they were making me feel, and they believed me because I was saying it, in a video, and it was kind of like face to face, not just like copy and pasting everything. And which is great to do, by the way. I just mean like that can't be the only thing that you're doing. So what was I saying? Sorry, my mom keeps messaging me. She's stuck on the bridge. She's in Canada right now. But what was I saying? Oh yeah. So people want to get on the products, and I never lead with the price. I'm never like, oh, join me, it's only this amount. I find that kind of scares people. So once they fall in love with like the products and like the idea of what it can do for them, then they're like, well, I don't care what it costs. I want to be a part of it. And then when I break out normally it's 140, to buy retail, which is like absurd. But if you joined me, specifically, like if you join me and like get in with like my crew, then you can get it for 109 a month. And if you want to, you have the opportunity to sell it too. And then usually when I say that, they're like, oh, no, I don't want to sell anything. And I'm like, okay, that's fine, totally. And then I'll say that I have other people on my team who signed up just for the discount, and that kind of puts them at ease. And then like literally a week later, I've had my girls message me and be like, okay, so my mom wants it and like my cousin wants it. I'm like, I thought you weren't selling. And they're like, no. It's just, it's my cousin, it's my sister, it's my friend. I'm like, okay, whatever. But but then, you know, it starts to snowball and that's where it goes from there. But yeah, I mean, that's the gist of it, is just being personal with people, leading with the relationship, like you said. I try to do this like follow-up Friday, which is probably pretty common, but I go through my messages and I just say like, have a great weekend, or like whatever, like smiley faces. And I don't say anything about Plexus. I just say like, hey, like hope you have a great weekend. And I like mass text that to everybody. And sometimes like there's a girl on my team and I messaged her like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 weeks in a row. I messaged her every Friday and I said, have a good weekend. And every Monday I said, have a good week, smiley face. Mm-hmm. And she literally just joined my team like today, I think it was.
That's awesome.
So, and like before, she was like, I gave her like the lowdown when I was trying to like rush and get a bunch of people on my team like last minute to hit that goal. And she like didn't even respond. I'm like, whatever, on to the next one. I have goals to make. And then after that happened, at, like I said, every Friday and every Monday. Hold on one second. Baby calls.
Go ahead.
Okay, here we go. See?
Oh my gosh. Hi.
There we go. Now we're happy.
Oh, hello.
Hi. Go play, okay? Thank you.
Upstairs?
You can play upstairs if you want to. Sorry.
That's all right. That's
That's okay. But yeah, so that's basically, you know, how I did it, is just being personal with people. I mean, I guess I wouldn't even say I have an advantage by, you know, having Canada too, but like everybody kind of has an advantage in that way where no one's heard of it. So like I have someone on my team in Pennsylvania and she's like, I've never heard of it until you messaged me. And I feel like that's kind of how it is everywhere. One of the girls on my team lives in Texas. She's a teacher and she's like constantly texting. She's one of the ones that's like, oh, I'm never going to sell. And all of a sudden now all of her like coworkers are like, how do you have energy all day? She teaches like 11th graders in Houston.
Uh-huh.
And so she started talking about the triplex and yeah.
Aw.
So yeah, I mean that's basically it. I know I'm kind of rambling, but
no, it's so, you know, great to hear that. It's like, you know, it's so true. We are at like the groundbreaking point with this company. A lot of people, like I know, especially, you know, on my team will say, oh, well, everyone in our area is selling it. But there's so many people that don't even know or have even heard.
Yeah. And it's definitely that, sorry, it's that everyone's connected by 6. And so I have people, like the only reason I got my Canadian connection was from like one of my friends that I lived with over there when I lived there. And then she was talking about it with like a nurse that she works with. And then she was talking about it with her other nurse friends. And this week, or tomorrow it should be, 3 nurses are going to be joining my team that are all from Canada. And like, I've never even met them.
That is amazing.
Come here, buddy. Okay. I'm just going to walk around.
That's good. So do you mind if I open it up to have anybody ask some questions?
Totally.
Okay. So if anyone has a question, feel free to just unmute yourself in the bottom left-hand corner so you can ask Sharaya, you know, pick her brain a little bit. So
I have a question, as usual. All right, so I am in Canada.
Hi.
Hi. And I'll be honest, like I know that there's one emerald here in Canada, but I'm finding that people are just so shying away from the price. And it doesn't matter what I say about like how great the products are, but it's always like, oh, Canadian dollar. And you know, so I'm finding it difficult right now. So you mentioned that 3 nurses are getting started.
Yeah.
That happened so quick. I've been trying to get to gold for like 4 months.
Well, I can say that obviously you're going to get there because you're in Canada and you have the drive, clearly. But the thing that I found with Canada is that because they know a lot of them know that it's an American company. I find, because I live here, I'm really sorry. Hold on, I'm going to put him. I know, but it's his bedtime, so I'm going to lay him down, and he's going to cry for a minute. But that'll be okay. All right, let's lay down, buddy. Lay down, okay?
Don't jump on my couch, please.
Okay. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. All right. Sorry.
That's okay.
So basically how I would handle that is just say, you know, I definitely understand like the price. I felt that way too. Kind of like familiarizing with them, I guess. I don't know how to say it. But just leveling with them. Be like, I totally get what you're saying. But, you know, when I sat down and I thought about it, I literally will accidentally spend like $20, $30 extra every time that I go to, you know, Kmart or Target or whatever on like total accident. So I try to think of it, and I actually commented on one of the Canadian Plexus pages, like I requested to be a part of it because I'm like right on the border. And I said on there, is it harder to sell in Canada? Because like it seems so expensive. Because I didn't know for my first like 2 customers, I had 2 preferred customers from there, and I like assumed that the website was going to change it for me. And like 3 days later, they texted me, and I was like, oh shoot, I'm sorry. Like I didn't know. They're actually on my team now, but they were just like, oh no, it's okay. Like, how can I get it cheaper? And I said, well, you know, if you join me, it's only $109. And like, granted, it's Canadian, but that's still a lot cheaper than, you know, a lot of other companies are. And there's one specific company that I can't remember what it's called, of course. I could probably pull it up here, but it's in Canada, and it's, I don't know, it's the only comparable thing to Plexus, and I guess it's a lot more expensive, and that's what those nurses are currently doing, and it's like $200 a month for them. So and it's like really complicated and not all natural, and they have like a gazillion different like products. So switching to Plexus is just like easier. So I would just handle it with like, I get what you're saying, you know, I feel where you're coming from, and like I said, get on their same level, and then just kind of be real with them.
Okay.
I don't know. Sorry.
No, it's, yeah, like I just find Canada is totally a different market, and they anything other than Tupperware or Mary Kay.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, like I said, even when I did pure romance parties, and because I'm a border city, I would drive over there, and like that was a hassle and a half getting over the bridge. But yeah, every time I like went over there and would do a party, everyone was like blown away, because there's like, Canada, I feel like doesn't have a lot of different direct sales companies. So I don't know. I try to just lead with like the education behind like Candida yeast and like what Plexus actually does, and then they get hooked on what's going to happen to their bodies. And like I said, it kind of doesn't matter how much it costs, because I think I think if they join the team and it's, you know, the 109 a month American, I think it's only like 146 or something, or
yeah, it's not that bad.
Yeah. And then I'll say like, that's basically the same thing as being a preferred customer in the States. And then they're like, oh, okay. You know, so
that's a good way of saying it.
Yeah. Just kind of making it seem like it's not like that big of a deal. You see where they're coming from, but it's not a huge deal. So that's the best way I would handle it.
Okay. No, I like that idea of saying like the preferred customer here is, or preferred in the States.
Totally.
To wholesale. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have any questions? Anne-Marie?
So did you primarily got your base from, like, we'll say like Facebook or like social networking? Could you give any advice to stepping outside of that comfort zone of Facebook?
Totally. I set up a ton of like mommy dates. So I would be like, I have so much wine in my house, like come over and like hang out with me, because like obviously I can't really like leave and like go out, and like coffee dates doesn't really like fit well with my lifestyle. You know, it's just my husband works nights. So like at dinner time, he's gone. I can't be like, watch the kids, I'm going to go have coffee with this lady who may or may not sign with me. Now I'm like, oh, I'm having a bunch of girlfriends over and they're going to join my team. They just don't know it yet. And when they come over, I'm just like, let's hang out, let's eat hummus, let's, you know, drink wine. And like, let me tell you how amazing it is, like doing Plexus, and how different it is from every other company. And how we're like a team, like really selling them on like the team face to face. Because I feel like a lot of people want to be a part of something like that, you know? A lot of like stay-at-home moms or even working moms like want to have like that tight group of friends that they can like rely on and depend on. And so lately I've been posting a lot more about, you know, my team, and how like trustworthy we are and how we depend on each other and how we always go to each other. And we hang out with each other. Like I do, like not even at meetings, but like literally every night I have at least one or two of my teammates come over when the kids go to bed to hang out and just hang.
I love that. Thank you.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, I'm sorry. I have a question. So besides Facebook, like how else do you network? Like, did you find yourself, you said mommy and me dates and stuff like that, but how else did you find like networking? Like, how did you branch out and do more of that? Like, are you a stay-at-home mom? So like, did you, how did you find yourself growing your network?
I am a stay-at-home mom. I haven't worked like at a regular like 9-to-5 type thing in a few years now. Like I said, I did Pure Romance, and then I stopped that, and I was just at home and pregnant and raising my daughter while my husband worked. And I actually applied at a few jobs like locally before I got turned down because I didn't go to college. And then that's like what was going on with Tara, and she messaged me and asked me how I was doing, and she, anyways. But I really don't have a large group of people that I talk to. I kind of like was quiet and to myself. And then when this whole Plexus thing happened, I think it really helped with my confidence. And I don't have a Plexus t-shirt yet. I'm hoping to get one, but I mean, that's one way that I'm going to start promoting, I guess. But I just talk very openly with people on my Facebook, and I message people that I literally haven't talked to in like 5 years. And then I also did this thing where, like, just in the first 30 days, I haven't done it in a while, but I literally friended everybody that I had 10 or more mutual friends with. And I didn't have anybody be like, who are you? Everyone, like, just assumed that we knew each other. I have twin sisters on my team, Autumn and Amber, and, like, I love them. They're both nurses at Mercy Hospital, and they're like the best. And the funny thing is that I didn't even know they were twins. I didn't even know they were sisters or related until one of them had already signed up, and then I called the other one. I cold friended her. Like, I friended her on Facebook, had no idea who she was, just saw that we had a bunch of mutual friends, and then I messaged her and was like, oh, like, you have such a cute dog, like, blah, blah, blah. Just like something completely off the wall. And then I kind of like became her friend, and I was like, well, here's my cell phone number, can I get yours and we can like hang out sometime? And so then I called her later that night, and I was like, hey, do you like have a minute? I kind of want to talk about Plexus. And she was like, totally. Do you know my sister? And I was like, she's like, she just signed up with you. I was like, perfect, come on over and I'll sign you up underneath of her. And that's how that worked out. So I just kind of messaged people that I didn't even know. The thing is with Plexus is that everybody knows that's like an ambassador, that it is, you can't compare it to any other company. It doesn't compare with It Works. It doesn't compare with, Advocare or anything like that. So you just have to be like kind of prideful in that and be proud of it, and like don't feel silly about like messaging random people that you don't know and striking up a conversation. And like Taryn says this to me all the time as a reminder, because I'll have really bad days, but I'll be like, or she'll tell me, diamonds are diamonds because they've been told no more than you. So like, suck it up. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of what I kind of tell myself when I'm having a hard time, or I feel like, no one's really responding to what I'm saying, or, I'm out of friends, I'm out of family members. Well, then it's time to find, more friends and just keep friending people. And I'm definitely an introvert. I like to stay home. I don't like to go anywhere. So like me, like Facebook friending someone that I don't really know is like a big step. So that's where I would start for sure.
Okay. Yeah, that really helps, because I know, not that I've ran out of friends or anything like that, but I'm reading actually The Barefoot Executive by, she's a diamond ambassador, Carrie Wilkerson.
Okay, yeah.
It says to like, get with a team or get with the network, a focus group or somebody with like individuals. And I'm just like, how do you do that? So it really helps with like 10 or more people, more mutual friends, to start friending them. That really was great advice. So thank you very much.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Thanks.
So Sharaya, just a quick question. So now you've added, you fast started gold. What are you doing as far as trainings for your team?
So, like I said, we hang out all the time. So I have kind of been thinking, like, I haven't had my first like team meeting yet. I talk to almost everybody on my team though, almost every day. I send them video or voice clips and just asking how everybody's doing. And or I don't know, going over their boxes with them, going over the catalogs with them, encouraging them to check out their back office and check out the training that's available. And like I am on it when it comes to getting on our Thursday calls. Like this is really the first call that I've talked a lot on, so it's kind of new to me. But kind of feel like I'm hogging it.
No,
but
great.
but my upline Taryn, like I literally give her so much credit because without her, like I don't. There's no way I would be where I am right now. She's so knowledgeable. So encouraging your team to have product knowledge is massive. For like the first week or two, I kind of skated by with just like, oh, it's great, believe me. And like, I feel great, so believe me. And then I kind of started getting questions. And even the other day, someone messaged me and they were like, oh, I noticed you posted this thing about broccoli and how much broccoli you should have. And it was just something that I had copied and pasted off of one of my uplines. And I was like, oh no, what do I do? How much of broccoli am I supposed to have? I don't really know. And that was kind of like a kick in the butt. Like, go do some more product research. You can't just post everything that everybody else is posting. You have to know what you're talking about too. So I actually had a guy, and him and his fiance are joining tomorrow, which is very exciting. This guy commented on one of my posts, and I went to high school with him years ago. And he was like, that Plexus is under investigation by the FDA right now, blah, blah. And he posted like this ingredient. I can't even remember what it is off the top of my head. He's like, can cause heart attacks. And I looked it up and it's like literally, it basically means caffeine. And I'm like, well, yeah, like, duh. Like if you have a heart condition, sure, too much caffeine can cause a heart attack. Mm-hmm. So, I didn't delete the post, but I commented back and it kind of led into a conversation where he was like, oh, well, I just heard that from some lady at my work. I don't really know for sure. It sounds like you know what you're talking about. How much is it to start? And then I private messaged him, and sure enough, they're signing up tomorrow and they're both really, really excited. So, sometimes people get scared, and I did too. The first person that negatively like messaged me and was like, do you even know what you're talking about? I'll have people message me being like, well, I eat really, really well. I don't need supplements. I believe in like natural health, and like totally I get it, like for sure. My husband, he was, a lot heavier in high school, and he went to school for kinesiology. He went to MSU. And he lost a bunch of weight just by working out and eating right, which like I totally think that you can do. You can lose weight by doing that, but that doesn't necessarily mean that your body has everything that it needs to function properly. And literally this morning or this afternoon, I guess, my husband woke up and he goes, is my triplex here yet? Because he didn't want to try it with me at first. So we ordered it for him the other day because he has such bad anxiety, and he had no idea that it could have been connected. And he's always drowsy, and like, obviously he works nights, but like that can also be connected, and just all these things with, moodiness. And so basically I had to dive in and do more research on like why you need to take supplements, even if you are eating right. And people are going to hate anyways. Like and I told one of my teammates this today. She like screenshotted a status and sent it to me. She's like, I think this is about me. And I was like, you know what? Some people just love to complain. They just find some reason to complain. And they don't want to hear it. If they're raised one way where they think that just eating right and exercising is healthy for them, they don't want to be told that they're wrong. So, just move on to the next one. You got told no, circle back around in a couple weeks and just say, hey, how are you doing? Hope you're still doing well. Something that I say to someone, I said this today to that same girl, because I had messaged her, and she was like, well, I think that eating right is, whatever. And I said, okay, well, I'm really glad that you found something that works for you. For you specifically, I find that I needed supplements, not just to lose weight, which I have done with Plexus, but because of, and then I listed off a few other things. And she was like, oh, it helps with that?
Mhm.
I was like, yeah. I was like, but I'm glad that you found something that works for you. So like, it's not like, I am happy for you, but like at the same time, you don't know the full story and you're not willing to listen. So I'll come back when you're ready.
Mm-hmm. It's so true. I always say that because in the beginning too, I felt like, if somebody would say something negative about me doing Plexus or posting about Plexus, I would like put my guard up and I'd get so angry and feisty about it. And, what I've told my team is that, take that. It's because they're not educated about it enough. Yeah. They don't know. So, learning your products, learning what Plexus, that it's so much more than just weight loss, like you said, and then educate them. And then surprise, like your person who's signing up tomorrow, like, okay, he didn't know everything. And now he does know a little more about Plexus. Now he's interested. So staying positive and educating people is definitely the better way to go than kind of getting upset.
No, I find that no doesn't really mean no. It just means that they don't know enough.
Yes, that's so true. I love that. All right, so we'll do one more question, and then we'll let you go back to your night. Anyone else?
I will.
I don't have a question, but I just want to say hi. I have done.
Hey, Des.
Oh, is it Des?
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
2 Des Soapers on tonight.
2 Des Soapers.
Yes.
So my problem is I work in a hospital, and most of them are older than me. I'm 24. So like when I tell them about it, they just like don't really believe me or don't really listen to me because I'm younger.
Yeah.
It's so hard to get them to like comprehend what I'm saying. I'm like, listen, like it's true. And they're like, yeah, you're young. Yeah, you don't know anything. Yeah. Like they don't listen to a word you say. So I don't know how to get past that. I don't know if you guys have suggestions or.
Well, you seem like I'm 24 too, so I do get that, from I do get that sometimes from people, kind of like my mom's friends. So that was kind of the way that I like kind of got that, was that I got my mom to sign up so that she could kind of like relate to them better. But yeah, I totally get it. And people are just like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like you're like saying like, I'm the one that's uneducated and I'm just like hooked onto this bandwagon or whatever. I don't even know what the saying is, but, but the best thing that you can do is like what we were saying earlier, is staying positive and staying educated. And just keep doing what you're doing. Don't take like their negativity and let it bring you down. Just know that like you doing what you're doing is making you feel amazing. And they come into work and they grab a coffee, and 2 hours later they grab another coffee and then a honey bun or whatever to get through the day. And you're over there drinking your pink drink and having a yogurt and feeling fantastic. And you can be confident in that because you know that what you're doing is good for you. So just stick with that and don't be quiet about it. Don't let them shut you down. Be open and just be like, I feel great because of my pink drink. Like I have so much more energy because of my pink drink. I'm so glad that I'm not like addicted to coffee, and that I need coffee to get me through the day. So just stick with it. I can tell that you're really bubbly and like awesome. So I would just stick with what you're doing, and that sucks that you're in that situation. But like, I'm sure there's a saying somewhere about something awesome coming from something not awesome. So that's about you.
Thank you. It's funny because they all noticed today, like they had like cupcakes and they had cookies and they had all this stuff, and they're like so pushy with it. And I'm like, I don't really want that. I'm like, I'm not into that. Like,
yep.
I'm not in the mood, like, because Plexus like curbs my cravings for that. So like they are all starting to notice now that I really don't want that,
Mm-hmm. And if you stick with it, they're going to continue to notice. So if you cave in like 2 weeks and you're going to be like, yeah, like I'm on my 4th coffee today, or like, yeah, I think I'm going to have like 2 cupcakes. I mean, have a cupcake, but don't go crazy. But if they see that you're sticking with that change, I mean, that was the biggest thing with like me watching Taryn. Like first of all, I didn't want to see her in my feed because she was succeeding in what she was doing. And that was making me like angry because I was not succeeding in my own life. So I was kind of projecting that on her, and I was like, nope, I don't want to see it. I don't want to follow it. She obviously doesn't know what she's talking about. Kind of like what those people are like kind of saying about you, like you don't know what you're talking about. And then, like I said, a year later, I was like, I guess she does know what she's talking about. So I stick with it. Be an example. Be a good example for them. Don't peter off, in a couple of weeks, and then they'll be like, see, told you. Like, see, I told you it doesn't work. So, hold on one second. My mom just got here. But yeah, no, I love that question. I'm glad I could kind of answer it for you.
Thank you. Well, I
This
have
is my
one
mom.
more thing.
Hi. Hello. She went silver today. And so she came over to celebrate with me.
Aw, that's so exciting.
Got my business on. I love it. We're not done yet, Mom.
All right, so one more thing, and I'll stop talking.
No, you're fine.
Okay, so when, you know how like you do the follow-up Friday?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a talker. I love to talk to people. Like, that's not a problem for me. The problem is trying to figure out a way to bring up Plexus, like, because I message them for like weeks now, just like, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? What's up? What are you doing? Blah, 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 And like, I kind of just want to be like, hello, you never got back to me about Plexus, but I don't want to be like pushy, So like, what do you normally say to that? Like, what do you normally do to like engage it, Or do you just let them do it? Do you wait? Am I freezing?
No, I think she's for us.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
Is she gone? Oh, hey, guys.
No. Maybe she's coming back because it went black.
Does anyone else have that problem, or is it just me?
No, it is very like a situation where you want to bring it up, but then you don't want to be pushy.
Yeah.
So, what I would do, and like what I've been seeing, especially like doing this for over a year now, and people know that I do Plexus. So if they see me message them, they're probably thinking, okay, she's going to be bringing up Plexus. But say like if they, I want to throw in like an incentive, if you want to say, hey, like I got so many people this month that were on the fence. I mailed them, if they place an order of $50 or more, I mailed them a bottle of Block, or, whatever you would want to do. I mean, that's a way to, not saying you have to always do incentives, but it might be something to kind of get them, to come over the fence a little bit, or maybe just, send them something like exciting that you find with Plexus, like another diamond dock, or, hey, I thought of you today. Yep, there you go.
I have thank you letters, like for the people who ordered, and then like, like people who haven't like got back to me. I'm going to send them the P96.
There you go, yeah.
To do with their workout and stuff, and be like, hey, if you want to try it, here you go, So I was going to try that.
Yeah, and that's a really great way, and inexpensive way too. You buy a bag of P96 and throw one in an envelope with a little card, and write something personal on it.
Yeah, that's what I did, because I like to be personal. Like I like building relationships and having that friendship.
Yes, absolutely.
Sorry, my phone died.
Yay, she's back.
Hey.
Did you hear the rest of Corinne's question, Sharaya?
Is she just wanting to know, like, how to follow up with people without seeming too pushy, even though she's been talking to them?
Yes.
Okay. So, to me, this could be wrong, so, like, correct me, somebody, if you want to. But, like, get off the fence kind of thing is how I get with them. Like, hey, so, and I'm very blunt. I'll just say, hey, so, you know that I'm doing Plexus. Do you want to, like, can I share a little bit about it with you? And when I word it like that, like, can I tell you a little bit about it? Not like, are you interested, or have you ever been interested? Because probably not. They probably think it's like everything else, So just say, hey, so obviously I do plexus. I'm sure you've seen my posts. LOL. Do you have a second and I can kind of tell you a little bit about it? And if they'll let you, call them, like be on the actual phone with them, and so that they can hear how excited you are. Be like, and if they're like, yeah, sure, then say, okay, cool, what's your number? And like, what's a good time for me to call you? And if they're like, no, like I can't be on the phone, like I'm at work, or some people just don't like being on the phone. I totally get it. Then just type it out. Like what I do is in my phone, I have like my notes and I have them saved, and I kind of have like a rundown of like what plexus is and how, like what it's done for me. And so if they say like, sure, even if they're not enthusiastic, like I send them that information because 9 times out of 10, it's something that they weren't expecting. So, and then if they say no, then okay, you can spend your time worrying about somebody else and circle back to them in a few weeks.
Okay.
Don't waste your time.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes I'm just like, all right, I don't know. But then
Can
it's
I add to that?
I do that and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna put them on the back burner. And then like a month later, they're like, hey, and I'm like, wait a minute, you didn't want anything to do with it, and now you're up here in the front line, you know?
Yep.
So.
I just want to add, like, just what she said. Like, I got all that information from the GoPro book on prospecting, and so I use it for people that I know as well as people that I'm sort of just taking a stab in the dark. And you like what Sharaya said is just always end with a question. If I send you some information, would you?
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, just know exactly what it is that you want to send. And if they don't respond to you the first time, then think of what ailment they have and find a video. And just send a quick email and saying, hey, I was educating myself on some of my products and, you know, the things associated with gut health or, you know, whatever it is. And, you know, and then just say, I thought of you because I know that you're affected by this, and here's a video.
Mm-hmm.
People will always watch a video. I try to send videos before I send any blurb because I find that they'll take the less than 5 minutes to watch the video over reading like 5 sentences. So if you don't have GoPro, I would get that because there's a huge section on prospecting, and all the videos I've been reading about prospecting have been talking about exactly what they talked about in GoPro, and that'll really help you. Like everything's laid out what to say and when. So
well, thank you.
That's definitely helped me. I have it all written down right here, and I have it beside me as I go through who I'm going to contact for the day.
I love the felt found method. Oh my gosh, I love that. It's like my favorite.
Yeah, that's a good one too, when they're sort of heeing and hawing.
Yeah.
So I like that once they've responded. So once they've watched your video or once they've read what you've said, if it's something that's not as like positive as you want it to be, that's when I go into that.
Especially with the price too. They're like, oh my gosh, it's so expensive. I'm like, oh my gosh, I know. I go to school, I work, I totally get you. I know how you're feeling, but
What?
If you get up.
Can I ask what prices are you guys leading with? Like, are you saying like preferred prices?
Not normally. I normally try to send like the business aspect to them, you know. But like I don't push it. I'm just like, hey, you know what? You could do wholesale or you could do, you know.
Yeah. Because I word it as wholesale customer, and that kind of, and then I'll say it's kind of like Costco or Sam's Club, where like you pay that $34.95 and that's like your membership. And then, you know, if you want to sell it, then you can, but you definitely don't have to as long as you're using the products yourself. So I almost never lead with the preferred. And then if someone is like totally turned off by the whole idea, but like still wants the products, then they're my preferred. So I kind of aim, like I start with the wholesale pricing.
Yeah, because I try to, you know, I try to just be real with them. Like, listen, like this is like the best price. You're going to get this or, you know.
I mean, it's $25 a week.
I tell them all three. I'm like, look, retail is this, but why? When you could just be preferred. So at least it shows them the 3 different options. So it's like giving them a bigger choice.
See, I find that if I just say, like, I kind of skip over the preferred, I'll just say, you know, it's usually 140, like, to buy it retail, which is crazy. Or if you sign up with me, it's 109. And your first month is 100, and it kind of simplifies it. And like that, again, that could just be like me and the people that I'm reaching out to. But I feel like keeping it as simple as possible, like even what you said, like with sending videos, like I am totally the kind of person that would watch a video if somebody sent it to me. But like if I'm someone who like, I don't know, like maybe if I like have anxiety and someone sends me a video about anxiety that's like 4 or 5 minutes long, I probably won't watch that because I'll kind of feel like, well, you're kind of butting into my life. And, like, obviously that's not what you're doing, but, like, some people could perceive it like that. So I feel like, I don't know, like a sentence or two of, like, hey, like, can I tell you a little bit about this? And then they say yes, and then they're a little bit engaged. Then send them a video, like, kind of end it with the video. It's kind of, like, I've done that a few times and it's worked out. But I haven't started with the video. So maybe I'll give that a shot, too.
Well, sometimes I ask them, would you prefer to read something or would you prefer a video to just quickly watch a video? So I usually like to ask them that because then I know, okay, if I send the video, I know they're going to watch it, as opposed to me sending them just something to read and then I never hear back from them.
Right.
So, yeah.
Awesome. All right, so we're going to close up the call. Thank you so much, Sharaya, for joining us. I think we learned a lot tonight. It's so nice to hear, you know, someone who went Fast Start Gold, and it's really motivating and inspiring to all of us. So thank you so much for joining us. And yeah, hopefully we can all see each other at one point at convention or leaders retreat, which will be so exciting. And all right. So as long as no one else has any more questions, we'll end the call. I'm going to stop recording now.